I've had so many requests now to do a video on dreams that it seems almost rude to ignore them all, especially as I'm apparently popping up in people's dreams now and toasting all their bread. Now, not to say Twitter didn't have any interesting dreams, but I thought for a subject like this, it's gotta be Reddit. Overslept once because I had a dream that I was in a church and Soldier Boy was being baptised. When I was 10 years old, I had a nightmare that involved Barney the dinosaur crying, holding a butcher knife and chasing after me while shouting, "You don't love me anymore." I was cooking Chinese food for Britney Spears and she was upset that I was making fried rice wrong. I kept shouting, "I'm not Chinese, Britney, I don't know how to make it." There was a bad storm and I go outside and all of a sudden a tornado comes down and is able to talk, and he had some problems he needed sorting out. I had a dream I was a raw chicken cutlet climbing a cliff. I was trying to start a lawnmower. There was also my wife. I would try and talk, but the only thing I could ever say was, "Excuse me." Like whenever I would try and think, I could think normally, but whenever I would try to speak, I would say that. Had to live out a normal day like this in the dream. It was torture. Kanye West seeks my help moving his furniture out of an apartment. Also, all the furniture is assembled out of cereal boxes, Cheerios, Fruit Loops, Raisin Bran, Chex, etc. I actually had this dream 3 nights in a row. I was in a huge, dark, unfamiliar house and I was trying to find my way out. Every door I opened, Judge Judy was there. When I was young, I dreamt that I was at a talk show hosted by a polar bear in a suit that I turned into a, quesadilla to avoid the cops after stealing cigarettes. Probably the dream where I was trick-or-treating and then rung at a door and Mike Tyson wearing a pink tutu opens the door, tells me to be strong. My mind was convinced he was also the US president. I opened my closet and my dead great-grandmother was sitting in a rocking chair in the dark, knitting. Jesus Christ, let's try and keep it light, mate. I dived off my dresser and into a pool of ice cream. I was told that I was laughing in my sleep. Yeah, that's more like it. I once had this super real dream that I was a roast beef sandwich and then someone ate me and I just had this pure feeling of bliss and satisfaction, like I had a purpose in life. Solving crimes in an undersea high school for fish? Okay, I guess I'll give my embarrassing answer of the day. Apparently I have dreams about having sex with ninjas, alright? To make matters worse, whenever I dream about having sex with ninjas, I end up kicking the snot out of my husband in my sleep. I can no longer remember what the majority of the dream was about, but I once had a dream that ended with credits. I had a dream that my biology teacher was replaced by Snoop Dogg. We learned Snoopology and the study of Snoop. This will probably get buried, but I once dreamed Peppa Pig had died of swine flu and I was genuinely sad. When I was little, probably 5 or 6 years old, I had recurring nightmares that my dad had an evil big toe. The toe didn't actually do anything evil or hurt anyone, it just had a kind of greenish glow around it. In the dreams, I'd be doing something normal, like watching TV or playing with my toys, and my dad would sneak up behind me, stick his evil toe up near my face, and yell, "Look at my toe!" It's hilarious now, but back then, my dad had to wear socks or slippers at all times because I was terrified. Dreamt that a friend of mine kept centrifuging Fanta. I was an average size roll of duct tape, and I was lecturing a class of tiny rolls of duct tape. Fucking someone from behind, looking at the ass, feels great. Head turns around to see how I'm doing. It's me. Celebrity snails. It's hard to describe how happy and excited I was to meet these snails. They'd been in television and movies as leading stars, everything from action to rom-com. I included this one more for the comment it spawned. If you're gonna make a pun about celebrity snails, you're gonna say celebrities. Yeah? Surely, celebrities. This Redditor went for celebrities. I ripped a sentient toilet who had taken my family hostage out of the wall in a single-person bathroom under a bridge in a golden version of Paris. This was when I was 4, by the way. Gave birth to kittens. My boyfriend was the father. We were thrilled, and it was a really peaceful, happy dream. Life will never be more perfect than that dream. I thought Shia LaBeouf in a park being egged on by a SWAT team. Just yesterday, I watched a greasy donut crawl up a dirty wall like a caterpillar. Uncomfortably vivid, Will Ferrell sex dream. I was a Doritos bag, chasing around my friends who were a Sprite and a Lay's barbecue. The Terminator was pointing a woman's lactating breast threateningly at a crowd of people. Nobody move, this thing is loaded. Where I made a car by supposedly jumping above it, which put the pieces into place, and the higher I jumped, the better the pieces. What are you talking about? When I was pregnant with my first child, I dreamed I put her in a frying pan on the stove to warm her up. Seriously, I had some serious doubts on my upcoming parenting skills after that dream. Yeah, pregnancy dreams are pretty fucked up. I dreamt that I gave birth to a No! I meet Bernie Sanders for some reason. He shook my hand and we sat down and talked like old friends for what seemed like hours. I woke drenched in sweat and my heart pounding. The way you woke up like it was the most terrifying dream ever. I just had a wet dream yesterday where I was working in a factory and an old lady with clumpy hair threw shampoo bottles at me. I was shot and killed by Gordon Ramsay. He was yelling at me out of a school bus window. I had no idea why he was so angry.
Oh, fuck off.
My kindergarten classmates were performing a satanic ritual in my living room in order to summon a Boeing 747 to chase me around my house. I have reoccurring dreams where my penis falls off and then I go running to my mum's room, crying, holding it in my hands like a little bald hamster. Oh, this is the best thing I've read today. Lastly, Davide723 simply posts this link, which takes us to this. I had a dream that Vin Diesel was my mailbox. I mean, like it was just him from the waist up attached to a pole in the ground. He handed me my mail and said, "Looks like you got some bills today. Would be nicer if they were dollar bills, you know. Looks like you got some bills today." Jesus. Looks like you got some bills today. I'm gonna die. Looks like you got some bills today. Would be nicer if they were dollar bills, you know. Then he chuckled to himself for the rest of my dream. I've included an image that best represents what I saw.